Great. So yeah, as I was saying, wall space would be handy if you've got it, but if you don't, if your room doesn't allow for that, then please don't worry about it. And maybe having a chair nearby would be handy. And again, you know, you can make do if you don't have these things. So let's get started, and we'll come to a comfortable seat. So you can sit on your chair or you can sit on the floor, really up to you. And when you're ready, closing the eyes or a soft gaze down to the floor in front of you. Lovely. And just take a moment to feel. And take a nice full breath in and a long breath out. Deep breath in. And on that out breath, really letting go of any tension in the body or mind. One more inhale. And then just come into a regular breath. And feel your body. So withdraw all of the attention from the mind into the body and just feel your body. And see how it is today. And often for most people, we don't really notice our body until there's something wrong with it. So it's quite nice to notice it when it's feeling relatively good. You've not got too many aches and pains. And allow everything internally just to settle. So you don't need to do anything here. In fact, you just need to leave everything alone. So you're very aware of your body and also aware of your breath. And all that other stuff, you can just let it go, leave it alone for the next hour. And using your body and breath to give the mind a home. So if you feel that your mind keeps wandering off, just bring it back to the body, to the breath. And then of your right hand, bring the first two fingers into the palm, and the thumb and the ring fingers will work as the blockers of the nostrils. And with alternate nostril breathing, the trick is to not breathe too sharply or to exhale too quickly. You want to sort of slow the breath down. So taking, and if this just doesn't feel good for you, then you can leave it and just come into just a natural breath, just observing that. Taking an exhalation through both nostrils, closing off your right nostril as you inhale left for 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, doing your own count, carry on, and change after the in-breath. And if you find that you need more, add a number, and if it's too strong, take a number off. So keep going. You don't want any tightness in the chest. This should feel quite pleasant. And then, without rushing, the next time that you come to exhale through the left nostril, just release both hands and just breathe out through both nostrils. There's no rush. Feel any effects from the breath technique. And now we're going to work even more subtly, so doing it without the hand. Same count, and I'll guide you through and then leave you to it. Excuse me. So exhale through both nostrils. Inhale left nostril, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Inhale, changing after your in-breaths. Don't worry if one side feels more stuck than the other, it's quite normal. And even if you can't feel that breath particularly, just bring the awareness to the nostril that you're on. Imagine it. Next time that you come to breathe out through the left, just breathe through both. Again, not rushing your cycle. And when you have completed that, then just relax your breathing, just breathe naturally. Withdraw all the senses inward and just observe. So you are not getting too involved in all this, you're witnessing it, you're observing what's going on. So there's not judgment for it or analysing it too much, just observing, just witnessing. And we'll open up the class this morning with 3 rounds of Om. I really enjoy to take my arms on the in-breath out into this V shape, and then as I exhale, I slowly, or as I say the mantra Om, I bring my hands back down to prayer for the fingers to touch at the heart. And if you're somewhere where it doesn't feel comfortable to be loud, do join in, but just say it a little bit quieter, you'll still get the benefit. So nice full breath in, join in with me. Big in breath. And again, last one. Keep the eyes closed. Go inward and observe. And let all the other stuff just go into the background. In this moment, can you be absolutely present to your body, your breath, and the mind focused on those 2 things and the experience you're having. Wonderful. So when you're ready, gently blinking the eyes open. If you're sat cross-legged, just change the cross of the legs. Hands by the sides. And as you breathe in, nice and gentle, just bringing the arms up, let the spine lift. And as you exhale, come down. So this just wants to feel really, just nice, really. Inhale, coordinate your breath and your movement. And letting go of any expectation you have of this class or of yourself within it, and just take it moment by moment. Don't worry about what's coming next. Can you be present for what is now? And then let the arms come up and twist a nice gentle twist to the right. And you might just for the start just want to move the spine a little. You can move that right hand. Just loosening up, nothing aggressive. And then find the twist you like to stay with. A couple of breaths. And then maybe your head turns to the left, only if this feels nice for your neck. If you've got injury or you've been in pain, this might not feel so good. So just make this your practice. And then bringing your torso back to the center, bring the arms back up and twist to the left. And the same thing, have a little play with where that left hand needs to be. And just this gentle movement. And then you think, okay, where would this twist feel lovely for me? Maybe the head turning to the right. Breathe. Coming back to center, hands resting on the knees. And I prefer to do this personally without a block under my seat. A blanket might feel nice, but if that makes your back collapse, then please go back onto your blanket. We're going to do what we call stirring the pot. So you're going to take your rib cage over to the left, forwards, to the right and back. So you're letting your rib cage move around. This is great in the morning for digestion. As I'm sure you can imagine, just getting everything moving. So you're kind of circling around. You're going from sit bone to sit bone and then go the other way. And then come back to center. Breathe in, bring the arms up. And take the right fingertips down, reach up tall, let that right elbow bend over to the left. And here I invite you just to move a little bit. And it might not be as big as I'm doing, it might be bigger. Just what does your body need? What you don't want is that you're coming in that left sit bones lifting right off the floor. It might lift a little bit. And then find the side bend for you. To increase it, you can always turn your head and chest up to the top arm. For some people that works, for others that doesn't feel so good. Breathe. And use this left arm to help you come up, and then bring your right arm underneath and just give yourself a hug. Maybe coming into eagle or a variation of. Let the shoulders soften, and imagine there was a piece of string in the middle of your head and someone was just lightly lifting you up. Breathe. Choose the arm placement that works better for your practice this morning. And release. Just take a moment, close the eyes, observe before we go into the other side. You might already be feeling that shift in energy in the upper body right now. Breathing in, bring the arms up, and then let the left fingertips come to the mat. You can even use a block here, reach up, and a little bit of playfulness, I think, is really lovely in the practice, that it's not too serious. So we just feel, get to know what our body enjoys, and then you find a side bend that would work quite nicely for you. And if you move slow and listen to the body, you won't injure yourself. So you just have to, and you're very free to kind of play with the movement. Lovely. Draw, let that right hand pull you up. Bring the left arm on top this time, underneath, sorry. No, on top this time. Either take hold of shoulder blades or again come into your eagle. That piece of string is just lifting you up a little bit. And breathe. And release. And come straight down onto your yoga mat. I'm not here for that long this morning. Any padding under your shoulders or lower back, or yeah, just make yourselves comfy, anything under the head. So we're going to draw the knees into the chest. And the knees for many people don't always feel so comfortable together. It depends where your femur bones are in your hips. So just find that spot that's quite comfy for your knees to draw in. Some people need them quite wide, it just feels better. Lovely. And just a little bit of a rock from side to side. And then take an inhalation, come back to center. And as you exhale, you're going to rock all the way over to the right side. So you can, that right arm's on the floor, and then lengthen your left arm and leg. So you can see my foot actually feels nicer off the floor, but you can play with this. I'm going slow for the first one. Inhale, come back onto your back, roll over to the left side and lengthen the right arm and leg. And this should feel really playful. Inhale back, exhale. If this doesn't suit you because of shoulder issues or it's just not nice, come back to bringing the knees in and rocking side to side. Get really into this with your exhales. You stretch out, inhale in. A few more. And just one more each side. To close my eyes, get very involved in what you're doing. And then come back to center. If you feel like your pelvis needs to be lifted up and sat with back down again, or if you, like me, come off your mat and come back onto your mat and bring the knees into the chest. And here, just bring the knees forwards and back a little bit. And bring that left foot down onto the mat and send your right leg up to the ceiling, just holding the back of the thigh. You might want to let that left knee just go a little bit to the left, and then a couple of circles for the left foot and the other way. And if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can walk your hands up your leg, the lower back can lift a bit as you get into the hamstring. And then come into reclined pigeon, so the right ankle is now resting on the left knee. Just finding where is the better placement for your left foot to be. Just don't have it too close to your butt. So it can be further away or just roughly ankle underneath. For some of you, it'll feel much more comfortable to bring that left leg in, but you don't want to struggle to find that leg. If you've kind of got to lift up and pull it, don't bother, just keep the left foot down. It's more about positioning the body so you feel something around this right hip, right buttock. And for some students, if you take your legs slightly over to the left, you'll increase the stretch in the glutes on the right side. Breathe. Come back to the center, bring the left foot down, and just allow your feet to be wide enough so your knees can touch towards each other. And feel. We'll go in on the left side. So keep that right leg bent. Send the left leg up, take hold of the back of the thigh, take a couple of ankle circles so we get into the joints. Go the other way. Maybe walking the hands further up the leg. Feels better for you to get a hamstring stretch. Coming into reclined pigeon. Choosing where you want to work. And if you want a bit more, then the legs can lean slightly towards the right. Coming back, release. Again, let the feet be about mat width, roughly apart, and let the inner knees touch. And then walk the feet to just so they're about hip width apart, your hip bones and knees are in a line. Bring your hands down onto the floor. In fact, you can even take hold of the bottom of your yoga mat, fingers, thumbs on top. And press into the feet quite gently. And from the navel, as you inhale, lift up into bridge. Doesn't need to be the strongest bridge that you've ever done, just kind of so you feel the fronts of the thighs stretch. And don't let the knees wander out, so your inner thighs going towards the floor, as in the action of the inner thigh. So yeah, just keep your hips in line with your knees, that's a better way to explain it. And then bring your pelvis down, take your feet to mat width, take your arms out to the side, and just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Great. And then roll over to any side that suits. Coming up to a seat one more time. Last little thing I'd like to do, and we'll get into some standing flow. So cross-legged or kneeling, it's up to you. And take the arms out to the side, coming into Garudasana again. So the right arm's going to come underneath. Again, seeing your variation where you want to be. And we're going to combine that action a little of stirring the pot. So not quite as much, but you're just going to circle the torso a little bit. So with the hands, and if that doesn't work, just release your arms. So circle one way, circle the other way. It should feel very nice when you do it. So if it doesn't, then please adjust something. And come back to center, open up the arms, take the left arm underneath, same thing. So it's kind of the forearms are doing quite a bit of the movement. And the other way. Wonderful. Rest your hands, close your eyes, and observe your whole body right now. See if anything is feeling different. Just being that witness, just being really the space for what is. Beautiful. Let's come onto all fours. Remember, grab any props, blankets for knees that you might need, and knees are hip width apart, wrists roughly under the shoulders. Some people feel better with the wrists a bit more forward, and they might even need the hands a bit more out, so just feel for you. And as you drop the belly, look forwards, taking the chest forwards, and exhale round, really press into the mat, and inhale, take your time, feel your spine making this lovely fluid movement. I enjoy closing my eyes in cat-cow, so I can really feel as I go what my body needs. And then come back to the all fours. So take the right leg behind, so the toes are on the floor, the arms are nice and strong, and you're going to lift that leg up. So you want to really tighten slightly round the thigh and the glute. So you lift it up from the inner thigh. So you feel the glutes working. If I lift it too high, I lose all of that. So that's no good. So it's this action of I lift. So my legs no higher than hip height. Draw the navel in, firm the arms. I'm going to do a couple of pulses with that right leg. So 1, 2, 3. And then bring that, turn your foot out a little bit and bring that knee forward. It doesn't need to touch anywhere particular. And then bring it back, toes face down. So the toes will go a bit to the right, so a bit like a frog leg. And then down. Last one. And then down. Bring that right knee down. Take the knees a little wider. Stretch yourself back into child's pose, just for a breath or two. Sometimes in child's it can feel quite nice. I enjoy just to rock a little from side to side. You can try that. Nothing too full on though. And then come back up and we'll do that on the left side. So knees about hip width apart. Couple of cat-cows, so dropping the belly. Exhale round, press the floor away, let the head and tailbone drop. Work with your breath. Just using what I say as suggestions, and then it's for you to see, well, how far do I need to go? And then just coming forward, take that left leg behind you, draw the tummy in, lift up from the inner thigh so you feel those glutes and thigh muscles switch on, and then a couple of pulses. So 1, 2, 3, and then turn the toes out a little to the left and bring that leg in and then back. And for some of you, it might not move very far, might not be as deep as I was showing. Just see what feels good. Bring it down, bring the knee down, knees a little bit wider, and again, just stretch back into child's. Coming up so you can kneel or be on your heels like me, and just give your wrists a little bit of a shake out. And then take the tops of the hands to touch and some lovely wrist circles. And go a few rounds the other way. Great. Coming back to that all fours position. And this time as you inhale, dropping the belly, looking forward. And now as you exhale round and come back towards child's, and we'll do that a couple of times. So inhale forwards, drop belly. So you really need to slow the breath down to fit all this in, and exhale back. Inhale. And exhale. Don't worry if your seat doesn't come all the way back. See what feels good for you. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Coming up to all fours. Last bit on the floor for the moment. Taking your left leg out to the side. And that foot's really grounded on the floor. If you need a bend in the knee, you'd be quite welcome for that. And then bring the right forearm down onto the mat. Your head is away from the pelvis, so there's a length in the spine. You can curl the right toes if you need to for balance. Bring that left arm up. Don't let the right shoulder blade wander up to the ear. Draw it back. And that playfulness that we invoked at the start with our side bend, have a little feel with this top arm. And then you'll find a spot where you get, oh, that's a nice stretch across my shoulder for my thoracic spine. Head can be up or down, yogi's choice. And then coming out of this. Bring the right leg out. Same thing, left forearm down. Foot nice and rooted down, and you're going to bring that arm up. Keep that left shoulder blade going towards the ribs. Have a little bit of a play. And when you find that spot, you can stay, breathe, head away from the pelvis. And come back down. Bring your knees in. Just turn onto your mat if you come off it for a moment and just come into a down dog. Pedal out your feet. And last little bit actually on the floor. Wonderful. So you're going to step, and if you've got yoga bricks, they could come in handy. Actually, don't worry, we'll do it now. So step your left leg forwards. So you come into a lunge, and it might feel nice for your foot to be a bit more to the left side of the mat. Just have a play with that. And then use your front leg to come up. And firm around the hips. And as you breathe in, bring your arms up, and you can interlace your hands in the first finger long. And this is a bit of a balance, so you need to focus on your breathing, make it steady. So inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, you're going to come onto the heel and take your buttocks back. And then bend that front knee and come back up. 2 more times. Exhale, and it could be that you don't go very far. You might stay this high up and come back, and I'll demo this, and it could be that you come quite low, so just see what your body prefers. Lovely. Then take the right hand down onto either your bum or your thigh. Your chest twists a little to the right and lengthen up, lift up. Bring that right arm up, turn forward, and then bring the hands into prayer as you exhale at the heart. And that right elbow is either going to rest on the knee or beyond it as you come into a twist, looking towards the back. Wonderful. Come forward, take the hands on the inside of the thigh, and you're going to turn your right shin and turn to that long side of the mat. You might need to lift that knee up, like so. Now draw the belly in and come up tall. And as you breathe in, you're going to bring the arms up, drawing at the belly, and then slowly over to the left, over to that straight leg, just a little. Keep the navel drawn in, keep the obliques working, a little bit over to the right. And again, coming up. This time, bend your front leg, turn your toes forward, so you've got a warrior 2 front leg, and bend over to the left. Come back up to center, straighten the leg again, turn the toes forwards, and over you go to the right. Inhale, come up. This time, this is where it gets tricky. You're going to bend that front leg, turn forwards. Take that right arm down again. Reach up. Bring that right arm forward, chest forward, hands to the heart in prayer, and you're going to come into that twist again. Press the hands and breathe. You can take the pelvis forward if it feels good, but square is quite nice, I find. Breathe. Bring your hands down and slide that left knee back. Inhale, drop the belly, look forwards. And then as you exhale, just round and come back to child's pose. Come up to a seat or kneeling or a comfortable position just to feel. Close the eyes again, go inward. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. So bringing your right leg, let's go straight into it, forwards. Again, you can walk it out if you want, have padding under your knees if they're a bit tender, and you can help yourself up. As you breathe, then bring the arms up, maybe interlacing fingers, first finger long, nice and tall on the in-breath. And as you exhale, the navel needs to draw in, and as you take your buttocks back and your toes can lift as if you were chopping something. Bend into the front knee, inhale up. You can make the movement even smaller than I'm demoing if need be, or you could just stay in the lunge and not worry about this balance. Last one, exhale and inhale coming up. Take the hand now, the left hand, onto the buttock or thigh, a little twist in the chest and just reach that right arm up. And then turn, bring that left hand forwards and you come into a twist. And I'll just show you that with my leg like that. So either the elbow rests on the knee or you're like so. Coming forward, bring the arms up, and then you're going to turn towards the front. So you might need to lift that knee up, settle it down, let that right leg go out to the side. Breathing in, and if this is too much, I didn't say, but you can always just do the arms a bit with yourself kneeling, with both legs kneeling. Inhale, come up, slightly over to the right, feel that stretch in the left side body. Keep the obliques drawn in, inhale, come up, little bit over to the left. Coming back up, bend your front leg, toes face forward, over you go to the right. Come back up, straighten the leg again, toes face alongside the mat, over you go. Inhale, come up, last bit. So you're going to bring this leg in, turn to the short side of the mat, so you're now in a lunge. Take your left arm behind, reach up. Lovely. Come forwards, come into your twist. Coming forwards, bring the hands down, slide that right leg back, and this time take the hands a little forwards, curl the toes, press up into the down dog, and pedal your feet. And then bring your feet a little bit more forward and about mat width apart, so you're in this really, really short downward facing dog. You can have a bend in your knees and just start to walk your hands towards you a little bit, soften the knees and draw the navel in as you really, really slowly start to bring yourself up to standing. Once you're up to standing, you can position your legs how feels good. Maybe you want them, excuse me, my camera, a little bit wider, so about shoulder width apart. And then bring your tops of hands together, and as you breathe in, bring the elbows up, flip the palms all the way up, and as you exhale, the hands coming down. A couple rounds like that. So inhale and exhale. Keep going for me. We'll adjust this. Inhaling. That's better, I think. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Bring your elbows in, your palms, face them up. Observe your inner world now. You may feel in the palms of your hands this feeling of energy, like there's some balls of energy just resting in the palms of the hands. Don't worry if you don't feel that. Great. So a couple more and then we are back down onto the mat. So have your feet wide, but not like that, with, just a comfortable distance wide. And you can let your toes turn out a little bit, maybe all they're forward. It's really up to you. So your hands are just by the hips. You're going to draw the navel in and then lift your arms about 3/4 high. And stay in this kind of starfish shape. If it feels nice for you, you are welcome to close your eyes. And as if you were trying to reach out through your fingertips, nice, and you're spreading out through the feet, the head's lifted up, so you're as wide as you can be. Spend a couple of breaths here. If this is too intense for any shoulder injuries, just release your hands by your side. And as you exhale slowly, it's like you are drawing that energy in towards you. You may even feel this in the hands. Bring the hands now to prayer. We're going to do that one more time. So as you inhale, you open up for a couple of breaths. If you haven't got balance issues, I recommend closing the eyes for this. Really reach out through the fingers, through the head. And then on your next out breath, as if you're pushing that energy in or drawing it in to your heart. Lovely. Bring your feet towards each other. So as I said at the start, a wall may be handy. If you haven't got a wall, you can do this with a chair. So we're going to go into Ardha Chandrasana. And I want to quickly give a demo with the chair because I'm going to want to teach it. Actually, we'll do both versions. How's that? So if you've got a chair, grab it, and if you haven't, you'll have to use the floor. So, excuse me, step the right leg back. We're going to come into triangle pose. You want your feet to maybe be about a foot away from the chair. Let this right hip come forward. Your legs are in line. Take the arms out to the side. Just want to get my stance with that. Take the hips out, lengthen, and come into your Trikonasana. The left hand can lightly rest on the thigh or the shin, and you open up. Look forwards, up or down. What you want to feel is this lovely stretch here, maybe around the hip. And then bring that top hand onto your hip, bend into the front knee. Take your hand, and you might need to bring this back foot in a little bit, onto your chair seat and lift up. You might wobble like me. You can always bring that hand down to steady you. And come into your Ardha Chandrasana. And keep looking down. You bolt the femur bones in and your arms lifted. Woo. Bring the top hand down. Just square your hip off and come back down. I'm going to do it from the back. It's quite handy to see that. Do it on the other side. So the right leg is in front, this time left leg behind. Letting that left hip drop back. You're about a foot away from your chair. Inhale, open, lengthen forwards and come into your triangle pose. Your body and front leg are in the same plane of alignment. Breathe. Top hand onto the top hip, bend into front knee, bring the back foot in. I find that really useful. Steady yourself on your chair, seat, and come into Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, she says. If that's too much for you, you can always bring that top hand down and work more in a warrior three. Sorry, I didn't say that last time. Okay. And then coming out, squaring off the hips, bring the foot down. Roll yourself up, take the arms nice and wide. Exhale down the heart. So if you haven't got wall space, do that one again. And if you've got a wall to use, come against it now. And come, we're going to go straight into Ardha Chandrasana, that balance pose, that half moon. If you have yoga brick, that might be handy as well to use. So let's have the left leg in front. So your foot is about 5 or 6 inches away from the wall, roughly. And then bend nice and deeply into the front knee. Use your hand or your brick and bring it about a foot in front of you. And then open up. So the wall is used as a support. So I can lean, my left hip's and buttock is leaning against the wall. Right foot's flexed. I'm getting my head away from the right foot. And I can even look up here because the wall is supporting me. And breathe, don't let that left shoulder wander. And then to come out of it, take the hand onto the hip, bend your front leg and just square up the hips and come down. Roll yourself up. Ooh. Last side, so again, you're either on your chair or using your wall, with or without a brick. Right leg in front, little distance from your foot and the wall, and then bend. So that seesaw effect really of the weight of your body, so we need that bend. Hand comes to the floor or to your brick, and then unfold. So you can always keep this left hand on the hip, by the way, the top hand of the shoulder stuff. Lengthen out, flex that back foot, that left foot. Maybe arm comes up and really spread out from your head to your toe, spreading out in all directions. One more breath. And then bring the hand down, square off that hip and bring yourself down. Bend your knees, roll yourself up. Take your feet wide again. Take the arms out to 3/4. Take a couple of breaths. And then on your next exhale, slowly, like you're just gently, really, you're pressing and pushing the hands towards each other, but it's nothing aggressive. And once the fingers touch, as you breathe in, take them back out. And we're going to go in and out of this. Inhale, and then exhale. Draw that chi inward towards your heart. One more. And exhale. Bring your feet towards each other. Resting one hand on your belly and one hand on your lower back. You can have the palm pressing in. I find that doesn't suit my wrists so much, so either or. So one hand on the belly under the navel and the other hand on your lower back. Maybe closing the eyes and just observing the energy in this area. The lower dantian, this storehouse of energy. And when you're ready, gently blinking the eyes open and coming down to the floor. We are in Shavasana time already. So I'd like to, we'll do a twist on our backs. So your feet can be whatever you want, mat width, hip width, or together. The closer the feet are, the more it goes up your back. So if you've got sensitivity, mat width is really good. Take a nice big in-breath, and as you exhale, just let your knees travel to one side, either looking up or in the opposite direction of the knees, yogi's choice. And then inhale, come up, let them travel over to the other side. Come back up, bring the knees to the chest, a little rock. Coming into a variation of happy baby. Either your hands are on your thighs and your feet are flexed, or you grab your ankles or your feet and your knees are wider than your mat apart. Knees come back into the chest. Feet come down, let the inner knees touch. And when you're ready, coming into Shavasana. So you may just want to spread out where you are, or you might want some props, maybe your legs up on a chair. I'll give you a moment just to get comfy. Make sure that you're warm enough. give your body a few moments to find that optimal position where you can deeply rest. Using any supports, and if you prefer to be upright, know that that's also absolutely fine. And maybe closing the eyes now, or even just placing a eye pillow on the eyes or a hand towel, just to take away the light filtering through for the moment. And then relax your whole body. Relax your feet and your legs. As you breathe, your feet and legs just sinking a little bit deeper into the mat. Relax the buttocks and pelvis. With every out breath, you're relaxing your body, letting go a little more. Relax your tummy, your chest. Use the out breath to aid that. Relax your lower back. Relax your middle back. Relax your upper back. Relax your whole torso. Relax across the shoulders and collarbones. Relax all the way down both of your arms, right to the fingertips. Relax your neck and your jaw. Relax your facial muscles and scalp. Relax your whole body. And the way to relax is just to simply let go. And just keep letting go of the thoughts when they come. Don't get involved in them. Letting go of any gripping of the muscles around the bones and the joints. And keep letting go over and over again with your breath. And I'd like to read a poem by Donna Forbes called Let It Go. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations. Let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy you long for. Let go. Let it all go and flow with the grace that washes through your days, whether you receive it gently or with all your quills raised to defend against invaders. Take this on faith. The mind may never find the explanations that it seeks, but you will move forward nonetheless. Let go, and the wave's crest will carry you to unknown shores beyond your wildest dreams or destinations. Let it all go and find the place of rest and peace and certain transformation. So for the last minute or so, deeply let go. Let it all go. And can you simply be in the experience you're having without adding things to it with your mind? With this sense of just resting effortlessly within yourself. So if you have more time, it would be great for you maybe just to stay in your position, lying down, maybe for another 5 or 10 minutes. But if it's time for you to move, so if you're staying where you are, please just zone me out I'll only be here for about a minute more. If it's your time to move, bring some movement into the fingers and the toes. And gently bring yourself to a seat. And once you're in your seat, just bring the arms up from the sides overhead. And a gentle twist to the right. Very gentle. Breathing in, bring the arms back up. Gentle twist to the left. Breathing in. Coming up, gather it all in, exhale, bring the hands to the heart, and closing the eyes, letting the head gently bow. And then think of the quality you'd like to bring into the rest of your day. It can be anything. And breathe it in. What would that quality feel like in your system? Breathe it in to the space behind your heart for a few breaths. And take a moment just to reflect on, if you sort of fast forward to the rest of your day with yourself, with your pets, your family, with anyone, or even, online typey conversations, how would this quality affect your interactions with yourself and others, basically? And see if you can bring that with you into the rest of your morning, the rest of your day. And I will sign off here. So those joining me, just bring the hands up and bowing the head to the earth. Namaste. And thank you so much for joining me. Lovely. I shall sign off here. Thank you so much, everyone. Good to see you all.